Whatever you want.
We are live. Shalom, Andreas.
Shalom, Avi.
Everybody, you are in for a big, big treat. Andreas lives in Germany. Where in Germany?
In the bigger area of Hanover. It's 100 kilometers west from Hanover.
Okay, I have no clue.
Was a Scholdorf. Nobody knows it.
And here he is visiting Israel again. He loves to come to Israel.
It's my 14th time.
14th visit to Israel.
Yep.
And I told him earlier that just if you follow Andreas on his Facebook page, he is here vacationing. He is having an unbelievable time. They went straight to Eilat, right?
Yep, we landed in Eilat.
Straight to Eilat, came up from the south, and now he's in Jerusalem. Anyway, big treat to hear directly from Andreas who he is, why he supports Israel, why he's so active for Israel. So I'm going to give that all to you. And again, just before we start, a big thank you to everyone for watching all the videos we do, for sharing, and again, anyone who can support and wants to support all the work we do for Israel, getting the truth out there. Please just click on the link we're going to put below to make a tax-deductible donation, and that helps us continue this fabulous and important work for all of you. So, Andreas, give us a story. I know your story. Give us a little story. Who are you? Why are you pro-Israel? What's your family story with Germany? Let's start with that for a second.
Okay.
Because it's really unbelievable.
I'll try to make it very, very short. I was born in Russia to German parents, to a German family. We moved back to Germany in the 1980s. Raised in a very Christian family, so there I got my first connection to Israel, the biblical stories, the stories about David, and so on. So this was my first connection. Unfortunately, this doesn't make anyone a pro-Israel supporter. We have millions of Christians in this planet, and most of them are not pro-Israel, or at least not supportive. Some are against Israel, unfortunately. But this was my first connection to Israel. And then later on in school, I heard about the Holocaust, the Jewish history in Europe. This made me, of course, think a lot about what happened and about my people, the German people. Although I was born in Russia and my parents also, so we were not connected to the Holocaust. However, I'm German, and as a German, it's also my history. So the German history is my history, obviously. So I was thinking a lot about this, and to try to understand why it happened. I had many questions. And later on, when I got to the internet, when I got older, I started to, read news, being more interested into politics. And, when I heard the first time that Israel was attacking Gaza, it felt very, very wrong. It didn't make sense to me.
Didn't make sense that Israel was attacking Gaza?
Exactly. It didn't make sense to me. The Jewish people brought up many Nobel Prize winners, and people like Albert Einstein, they are Jewish, and why should such a smart nation, educated nation, attack another people? It didn't make sense to me for no reason. So I started to do research. I got my first friends on Facebook from Israel, and I was asking, okay, tell me which news do you read?
Oh, wow.
And so I started to read the Jerusalem Post, Ynet, whatever, and talking with friends also, asking for their opinion. So eventually I got the bigger picture about what's going on here. And of course I realized that, it was not Israel attacking Gaza, it was something happened before, there is a bigger picture. I just heard in our news one little part.
The German news only focused on,
Yeah.
that's the mainstream news around the world. Israel
exactly,
attacked,
there is a pattern, yeah. So always when Israel is attacking, they start to report. Well, it's usually when they write about Israel or what's going on, it's quite often it's not a lie or it's not wrong. They just
not the full story.
It's not the full story. They leave an important part of the story, so you just get a wrong idea. And when I realized this, I first of all, talking with friends, with other people, exchanging minds and complaining about the media and stuff. But eventually I got to the point that, complaining about the media, it doesn't change anything. They are reporting. Yeah, you can write mails to them, and maybe here and there it changed a little bit, but it's not, I can't wait all the time until the media is reporting and then complaining or something. So I decided to start my own page on Facebook. I believe that today, in time of Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, WordPress, etc., we are the media. Every one of us is the media. And I encourage I encourage everyone who is pro-Israel and considers himself a friend of Israel to just do something, post a photo once a week, or write something positive about Israel once a week, share something from another pro-Israel page if you don't know what to write, at least once a week, and this already changed something. We have to start somewhere, because everyone is the media today. In time of digital media, social media, everyone is the media. We don't have to wait for BBC or someone to write something and then to find out it's wrong or something, you know.
You know what why your point is so important, and I'm gonna connect this to my worldview of Judaism for a second. Your point is, like it's wonderful, it's great that you're pro-Israel, but do something, take some action to actually reinforce that support and make a difference, not just hold that inside of you.
Exactly.
And that is connected to Judaism, because Judaism, people ask us, why do you have these commandments? Right? Why do you have to do this? Like, come on, just you believe in God, be a good person, that's enough, right? And Judaism is about, no, it's a religion of action. We have to take action. We have to pray. We have to do these acts. We have to follow these things, because it's not good enough to just have it in our head. We have to live it. And living it is taking from your head and putting into action. And that's what you're also saying in terms of being a believer and a supporter of Israel. Like, yes, thank you for supporting, but do something, even if it's just one thing, if it's only once in a while, do something, because that actually helps the person also grow. And
you benefit from it also.
Right.
I got many friends since I started all what I do for Israel. I got many friends like you.
That's right. We met on
people.
Facebook.
Yeah. Heartwarming friends, and whenever I come here, it's like coming home, and I really feel here like it's my second family. I have people here that I call my Israeli father and my Israeli brothers, etc.
Wow.
It's and I really feel like that, you know. So yeah, it's all about action. I believe in action. It's not enough to just, as you said, to just have it in the mind and like, yeah, it's fine. I love people who are pro-Israel and don't do nothing. It's okay. It's a first step, okay?
Right.
But still, that's not enough. Don't stop there.
Right.
I believe, I very much believe that in the time of the Holocaust, not the majority of Germans was against Jews. I don't believe that. I don't believe the majority of Germans really supported what was happening to 6 million Jews. I don't believe that. But the majority of Germans back then was silent.
Right.
They didn't do anything.
Right.
They had their good reasons. They had fear. Okay, if I support my Jewish neighbor, I will lose my job. I will lose my position. I get to prison or something. So they had fear, and they were silent. I believe that many had good relationships and they loved their Jewish neighbors. But then when it came, to do something, they were silent, and that's it. So being silent, doing nothing, that's exactly what gives power to the few haters, to the few anti-Semites.
Right.
Unfortunately, they are not really few, but in the beginning, you can change something if you start early to fight back.
Right.
And the German people, they waited too long, and then the Nazis became too strong, and they could not do anything anymore. They they woke up too late.
Right. So now I just want to come forward to your trip today, because we were just talking before, and you were saying how you're here with family and friends, and each one of you have different circles. And can you share with me what you were talking about, because each one of you are sharing and posting your pictures and stuff, and what's the feedback everyone's getting?
Okay, listen, I'm here with 3 other friends. Actually, I didn't know most of them before. One of them is my brother-in-law. Okay,
you knew him?
Yeah,
okay.
him I know.
Good.
And the other 2 are, one is his friend, and the other one is the friend of a friend.
Okay.
So we don't know each other actually. And we came here because my brother-in-law wanted to do some biking here, and this was the initial idea. We started talking about it, and he talked with his friends that they're all people who love to travel. They've been to Thailand, to the United States, etc., but they've not been here. And when he said, okay, I'm gonna go with my brother-in-law to Israel, they were like, Israel? Okay, I've not been there, let's go. And of course I shared some photos before, and they saw the scenery here, and okay, they were interested enough to do the trip.
Right.
So we booked the ticket straight to Eilat from Berlin, Landed there, started on the first day snorkeling, went to the
They have an
to the
awesome
red
time.
to the Red Canyon, went to the Mitzpe Ramon crater, and for us, this is an amazing scenery. All the desert and the snorkeling, to see
water.
the water, the clean water. Very, very interesting. And they were posting these photos on their WhatsApp status or on Instagram stories, and their friends now writing back, while we are here, they're writing back like, oh my God, where are you? Are you doing a world trip? What's going on?
And the Dead Sea and Jerusalem
Dead
all in a
Sea,
few
Dead
days.
Sea, and all that in, until now it's 3 days.
Right.
So in very short time.
You're traveling around the world in 3 days.
Yeah, snorkeling, desert, Dead Sea. Where are you? What are you doing? So they're writing them now and asking, hey, can I join you? Can we do this trip again? And okay, so we are already talking about the next trip to do but that will be focused more on biking, biking in the desert.
Amazing.
But yeah, this is how you can encourage people. Show them the beauty of Israel, and Israel is a beautiful country.
Right.
Beautiful people, beautiful country. So many interesting things to do and to see here. And to talk about,
and get them disconnected from the news and what they're just hearing in the media, and just get them here to actually meet the people and see the places.
Exactly. And there are many people also from these guys, the families or member of the families said, okay, you go to Israel, it's dangerous. Why do you go there? And listen, we landed on Friday. It was actually already Shabbat.
That's right. Friday night was
6 p.m. We landed, and shortly after, they were shooting
the rockets
Qassam
from
rockets
Gaza
from
were
Gaza.
shot on Israel. Right.
Exactly. But I didn't say anything. Later on, when we went to bed, it was already very, very late. I told them, listen, a few hours ago there were rockets flying on Israel, and we are here. How do you feel? Do you feel unsafe or something?
Right.
Oh, really? No, everything's fine. It's cool here. They didn't.
They saw that life goes on normal, right?
Except
for the rockets fell on Sderot, so their life was not normal.
Exactly.
But the rest of the country life is normal.
Yeah. I don't want to say that it's normal and that we have to accept what's going on. No way. I mean, it's unacceptable.
Thank you. Great point,
Andreas. This is not. But for tourists, it's nothing. We have to worry about. It doesn't affect your trips. It doesn't affect life here. For the people around Gaza, it's horrible and it's not acceptable. Even if every rocket is shot down by the IDF, it's not acceptable.
Right.
A rocket from Gaza costs nothing. A rocket from the IDF to take it down costs
hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions.
So you can't do that.
Right.
It's not acceptable.
And just going back to your, first of all, thank you again. You can see how supportive and understanding Andreas is, so that's just wonderful. Thank you so much, because so many people are not, and it's so refreshing to hear someone who, you don't have skin in the game. You're not Israeli, you're not Jewish, and yet you care about Israel and you care about the truth and you search for it and then you talk about it. So thank you so much. That really warms my heart.
Don't thank me for being human. I'm human and that's it. But don't thank me for being human.
Wow, did you hear that? And I remember you said that to me last time we met a few years ago. That is such a powerful statement. I'm going to use that. Did you hear that? He said, "Thank you for. Don't thank me for being human," meaning you caring about Israel and the truth is the human thing to do.
If you're human beings, you're Jewish, I'm German, but it doesn't matter. We have the same values. We believe in justice. We believe in equality. We believe in life. We believe in love. That's what we share. So we are together in this. It's not just your fight here in the Middle East. And actually, you know that I don't believe in the Middle East conflict. I don't use this term. There is no conflict in the Middle East, not with Israel, because the Holocaust. It wasn't. We don't call it conflict either. No,
right.
It wasn't a conflict between Germans and Jews. Right. It was anti-Semitism. It was blind hatred from Germans, from one people towards the other for no reason. And the same is here in the Middle East. There is no. See, you have 2 million Arabs living among you. In peace, they enjoy everything.
Right, Andreas is referring to the Israeli Arab citizens.
Yeah, to Israeli Arab citizens, yeah. They're enjoying life here. They have all the rights they want. They live in freedom, enjoying everything here. So, there's no conflict between Jews towards Arabs.
Right.
But there is a conflict from the other side, wanting you to go to the sea, to wipe you out, to take all of Israel for for their country, for Palestine or whatever idea they call it.
Right.
So I don't call it a conflict. Anti-Semitism is not a conflict. Jew hatred is not a conflict.
You get it. You get it. You get it. So I wanted to go. I was going to go to a different point though. But after thanking
That's
you,
good.
that you were referring to the friends of the people of your friends who are here with you on the trip, saying, "What are you on a world trip? Just over 3 days of pictures." And you see and you know the beauty of Israel is we have like the whole world in this tiny little country. You have winter, you have summer, you have deserts, you have ski slopes,
Exactly.
you have the Dead Sea, which is the lowest water in the world. You have ponds, you have the Kinneret, swimming in the beach. Like you have the old city of Jerusalem, Jaffa. It's like we got everything, and it looks like to people just looking at pictures over 3 days, like you're traveling the world.
Yeah, like you're traveling the world.
Right.
And actually, Israel is such an international place. Actually, you travel the world now.
In a sense, yeah.
You hear all the languages. You see all the sceneries, different
Sure.
places. It's
For
like
sure.
a road trip.
So I wanted to end by, since I have a German, a citizen of Europe or the European continent, love to hear your thoughts of what things are going on in Germany specifically, or Europe, and the changes happening there. Love to hear your insights.
Well, yeah, Germany, Europe, we are in a difficult situation, I believe. I don't believe, I know it, I see it, we see it every day. We have a growing Muslim community. We have, it's not coincidence, a growing problem with anti-Semitism in Europe, in Germany especially. Berlin today is the capital of anti-Semitism in Europe.
Really?
It used to be not Berlin, but now it's the capital. It's growing and growing. Yeah, it's a sad truth. And this is, after we used to say every year, never again, remembering the Holocaust, etc. But the capital of Germany is now the capital of Jew hatred, and this is no coincidence. There is one problem that if you ask Jews in Germany about anti-Semitism, they will say that most of the attacks and most of the anti-Semitism that they feel is coming from Muslim population, Muslim communities. However, German official statistics will say that it's from Nazis, from German right-wingers, extreme right-wingers. So here we have a contradiction. The problem is you have to know that these statistics are made up a certain way. Whenever there is, for example, a swastika somewhere, and you don't know who did it, it's considered Nazi.
Automatically assumed and attributed to a neo-Nazi.
To neo-Nazis, exactly. So it's right-wing. We have an example, for example, there was a swastika in a refugee camp, and never a neo-Nazi or someone stepped into this camp. So it came from the people there, Muslims, who did it. But since nobody knows who did it, it's considered neo-Nazi crime. So these statistics, whenever there is, the guy is unknown who did it, who committed the attack, so it's neo-Nazi, that's it. He could look black or yellow, it doesn't matter, it's neo-Nazi. So this is the problem with German statistics. The number is right, but the way they interpret it is wrong.
They're attributing it to the wrong people, but the
Yeah.
number is right.
However, I'm not saying that we don't have German anti-Semites, okay? We have neo-Nazis, we have German anti-Semites, but they are not... anti-Semitism is nothing specific for the right wing or something. It's not specific to the left wing. It's a general problem. It's a problem that we have through all the society. It's not something only specific for that group or only specific for the other group.
Right.
However, there are groups who have more anti-Semitism in their communities and groups with less.
And so right now you're referring to the impact, like this, the growing Muslim community in Germany and the growing anti-Semitism in Germany. How about the overall influence on German society? Forget about the Jews, but on the changes happening in German society because of the influx of this growing Muslim population in Germany and European countries.
Yep, we see a change. I mean, Germany is officially voting in the United Nations already quite often against Israel. Okay, this is one thing. Why do they do that? The German population is not asking for this. I think it's a pressure from the Muslim communities. The German politicians know that being pro-Israel is not popular anymore. Many voters come from that that population. We have schools where they stop teaching about the Holocaust, not because there are so many neo-Nazis in that class. There are almost no Germans anymore in that class. It's mostly Muslim pupils there. So they're offended by these topics, and they stop teaching the Holocaust, for example, in certain classes. So this, of course, influences our German politicians. Israel is not popular among the Muslim community. And demonstrations by Muslims in our streets, like the Al-Quds Day in Berlin every year, they give a certain signal to politicians. There are not many pro-Israel demonstrations, if at all, and if they're smaller, so this gives a signal to the politicians. Also online, you have much more anti-Israel pages and followers from that group than pro-Israel. Pages against Israel are usually bigger, much bigger. So this is a sign, and politicians see that and they act that way. That's what I believe, and I'm sure it's not going to get better in the future. I don't see good a change in politics into pro-Israel in the future. I don't see it.
Right. Listen, Andreas, thank you so much for your insight, and again, thank you so much for your friendship and understanding and the work he has a full-time job. Don't think like he works full-time. He also works full-time standing up for Israel on Facebook, but other than that, he also has a full-time job. So thank you so much for taking...
Let me add one more thing.
Please.
When I say that I don't see a change in politics in the future, however, I believe that we can make a change anyway. That's why I'm having my Facebook page, and this one is growing.
Very good point.
Very, very, very strong. Alone in the last month, I had more than 2,000 likes. Most of them, like 90%, are really likes from Germans. We reached, alone in the last 28 days, we reached more than 900,000 people. So almost
close to 1 million reach on your page in German.
People.
And I'll make a shout out. Anybody, if you have friends who are German or speak German, I'll post the link here. So please send it to people who speak German, so that they can follow Andreas also and be connected.
You're welcome, please. Yeah, so I believe we can change something, and I'm still fighting, and I, put effort into it, and I know that it changed people. We have many people, writing us, thanking us for what I do with the page. Every month we reach more and more people, so we can make a change, and I believe we can make a change. I'm not sure about politics, but bringing people here, changing. I believe we have to change the base first, and then to change.
Right. I talk in terms of Israel. I'm a big believer that the political leaders are really followers.
Yep.
And it's up
exactly
to us, the Joe Schmoes of the world, the peons of the world who have no power, us to make a difference in our own lives and push the leaders to then follow our lead, because they're followers, they're not leaders.
Very good point. That's exactly what I believe. That's why I don't try to start somewhere with the politicians to change their minds, because next election they may be gone. But if you have a strong basement, if you have a strong base of people supporting Israel, then you can change something in the long term also.
Right. Andreas, thank you so much, man. You are a blessing. May you be blessed. May your family be blessed. He has a beautiful family. They do singing videos, singing Hatikva and playing the violin and wearing Israeli flags on their shirts. Amazing. May you be blessed. Your family be blessed. And look forward to your next trip. And if you're a biker in Israel, hook me up. I'm gonna hook you guys up so you can join his biking trip you're putting together.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
There should be something next year. Very, very interesting.
Awesome stuff. All right, folks, signing off from the eternal and ancestral homeland of the Jewish people, here, the land of Israel, in our eternal and undivided capital.
Exactly.
Jerusalem. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Am Yisrael Chai.
Am Yisrael Chai. Oh, yeah.